What's good, y'all? I've got some sick buffs for my boy Forretress, not just in the form of stats, but in the form of two incredible new abilities. Rapid Fire is an ability that gives Forretress and all of the other Pokemon, which you can see on screen, that have this ability, plus 3 priority on dozens of moves. A lot of them are very, very strong, especially the later game ones. So Forretress has, late game, he has Triple Candidate and Bug Bomber, both of which are essentially Bug and Steel type versions of Surging Strikes, Bug Bomber being special, Triple Candidate being physical, but as a whole, you know, they're 3-hit moves, 112.5 base power overall, very, very strong, right? And that gives him plus 3 priority. So he's a Bug Steel type with 90 base attack and special attack, great bulk, what is it, 70, 140, 100 or something like that? Great bulk, right? And then he has priority moves, which are very strong. And you don't have to run any speed investment. It's beautiful. Very, very awesome ability for Forretress, and obviously it fits very well. He has those turrets all over his body, so it's very, very cool. So that's Rapid Fire. Later on, of course, earlier in the game, you have Bar Barrage before you evolve. You also have Pin Missile. Well, you have Bullet Seed and Rock Blast and Tri Attack. So Tri Attack, triple hit, right? 35 base power per hit, strong, neutral, normal type move for that point in the game. Bullet Seed and Rock Blast in time for Olivia. Bullet Seed especially being pretty useful. Pin Missile and Spike Cannon are dual stab moves, so at worst, those are 50 base power moves that, you know, hit twice, bypassing stuff like Focus Sash and, you know, Molten Scale and all that other stuff. But at best, they're 125 base power priority moves. So the only downside to those is that they're very inconsistent. But for non-Nuzlockers, keep in mind this ROM hack is balanced somewhat around hardcore Nuzlocks, but for non-Nuzlockers, you can also use Explosion and Detonate. Explosion being earlier on, overall 375 base power, because it's 250, but it always crits, that's special. And then Detonate is special fire type Explosion as well. Explosion's also special, but special fire type Explosion, 250 base power, always burns. So that's really good for non-Nuzlockers, but for Nuzlockers, those are useless. Rapid Fire, you've got Pin Missile, Spike Cannon, Bullet Seed, Rock Blast, Tri Attack, Bar Barrage, which will always poison, so that's like a priority move that poisons. It's pretty great. And then you have Burning Barrage at 49, which is when it starts to get really fucking good. Burning Barrage is awesome. Burning Barrage is it's essentially Bar Barrage, but it always burns instead. So it's physical, it's 60 base power overall, it's fire type, so it's also like solid coverage for Forretress, and it will always burn the opponent. So now you have a Bug Steel type with 75, 140, 100 bulk, reliable recovery in the form of Fortify or Molt, depending on, I mean, Molt is just for earlier on in the game as Pineco. Molt is Bug type recover, Fortify is Steel type recover. Speaking of, by the way, all these move buffs and changes, if you are a new viewer here, I highly, highly encourage you to check out that Google Sheet linked down below in the description. It's super, super important. You can check out all 600 plus move buffs and changes. So yeah, please do give those a look. But Forretress, like also the mixed attacking thing fits his vibe, by the way, if anybody's curious. He has those cannons and turrets. He already learned a bunch of weird special moves. So I think him being this mixed attacking, like literally a Forretress, like he's a literal turret, kind of like Cloyster vibes, although Cloyster's only physical. But Forretress, I see him like shooting things out of those cannons. So that's why I see him as a mixed attacker. Hence why he has Bug Bomber and Triple Candidate, which are fucking crazy good, right? Like it's so strong, late game especially. You still have Shell Smash and stuff. Well, he never had that before, but you have Shell Smash as an option here. Not the greatest thing in the world because your speed set isn't that high, but you can actually, you have the bulk, you have enough bulk to get holy crap, 2 Shell Smashes up. You have enough bulk for that, and at that point you're killing everything, but it's, you know, a little bit harder to do. You could still do it though. Gyro Ball is very strong, obviously. Autotomize gives him plus 5 speed, so it's like a weaker version of Shell Smash a couple levels earlier. I want to move it earlier, but it was really hard to like balance his level up moves, like the levels at which he gets things. Might move Webs later, honestly. I think that would help. Something like this, maybe, I don't know, because Webs, I mean, they're great on him, obviously, but something like this maybe is better. I like that a little bit better. Yeah, it's a little bit more fair. Let me just quickly update that in the game files, but yeah, so I'm gonna be gushing a lot because he's just so cool. Bulletproof, I haven't even talked about Bulletproof yet. Bulletproof is obviously very fitting. Keep in mind there are other Bug Steel types that have to balance Forretress around, so he doesn't have Shell Armor because that's one of his Cavalier's abilities, which is really good in this hack because of all the 100% crit rate moves. I mean, in this case, you literally have 2 right here on screen, also first impression, and even stuff like, why the hell is Solar Blade there? I don't know what was with me given Solar. I went around and reworked all these guys' moves, but it's still easy to miss things because I did these months ago, right? I'm just re-recording them and updating their stats and abilities as needed. I'm only re-recording Forretress because the original vid didn't do that well and it's kind of long, and I don't know, I just want more attention for him because he's fucking sick. I love these buffs for him. Alright, hold on. So we're all moved 1 level later, so let's put Sticky Web 51, Metal Burst 39, Power Trick 37, which is all Power Trick plus. By the way, Power Trick is great with Pin Missile, Spike Cannon, Bullet Seed, Rock Blast with Rapid Fire. Like versus like Guzma, for example, you can Power Trick and then click Rock Blast and Spike Cannon and stuff. It goes pretty crazy. It goes pretty hard. So because you don't have Swords Dance at that point, he doesn't even get Swords Dance anyways. So Power Trick is a pretty good way to you can switch it in, live a physical hit with your good defense, Power Trick up, and then click your priority moves. Pretty fun. Hold on. Still working these 45, 41, 39, withdrawals 43, 47, no, 47. You know, actually, this is fine. I was gonna say maybe swap Burning Barrage and Sticky. It doesn't matter too much. I'll figure it out at the end of the video. The levels don't matter because that's more for when you're playing the actual game itself. All right, that's good enough. Yeah, so back on topic, Bulletproof, great ability for Forretress as well. In this ROM hack, every single Pokemon is balanced to be used with an infinite use ability capsule. So essentially what you can do is swap to Bulletproof when it's useful. So all of these moves are a lot more common. Shadow Ball, Focus Blast, Aura Sphere especially. Those are on a lot of Pokemon as coverage moves, even stuff like Bud Bomb, which is also really strong. 110 base power, 90% accurate ground move. You got like Searing Shot, which is on pretty much every special fire type in the game. You got all types of common moves, right? So being completely immune to them is very useful. Even the ones that you resist. For example, you resist a lot of these, right? You resist Triple Candidate and Bug Bomber and a couple others. Even like Energy Ball and stuff. Like, despite the fact that you resist it, being immune is still useful. But the most useful ones are stuff like Aura Sphere, Focus Blast, Mud Bomb, Zap Cannon, which Forretress also gets and functions like essentially electric type Draco Meteor. So all types of fun things you can abuse here with Bulletproof, or rather you can counter with Bulletproof. So you look at the trainer documents, you see if they have a Bulletproof move, you see if you need your Forretress to wall it, you slap on Bulletproof. Otherwise, you're using Rapid Fire. It's pretty much as simple as that. Parting Shot is incredible. Like I said earlier, reliable recovery in the form of Molt and Fortify is incredible. Pretty much every single Pokemon in the game gets reliable recovery now. So that helps a lot of guys out. Sticky Webs is obviously great later on in the game. You got all types of really useful like niche utility moves that you can tack on for certain boss fights. Even stuff like Siphon is great. I mean, Pineco is solid for early game. He evolves after Lurantis, which is nice in time for Olivia and Plumeria, so you'll have that for those two. And of course, he's a totally fine Pokemon for Kalao, and he's got good bulk. He's got good moves and stuff. Solid attacking stats. So yeah, overall, really simple buffs and changes. You've got pivot moves like Parting Shot and Volt Switch, great coverage of all different kinds. You can see all of them listed up here. Burning Barrage is so sick. The Burning Barrage plus Fortify, like this is like the GOAT defensive mon. Like, dude, imagine like moments like this is like when I imagine like teleporting these mons into competitive. Obviously, none of the buffs and changes in his hack are balanced or competitive play whatsoever. Rapid Fire in general is fucking broken as hell because of all the strong ass moves. Like, even though he only has 90 base attack and full attack, like the fact that he has such a good defensive typing and has priority on these two stab moves is crazy. Also, Z Lock-On, I didn't mention that either. Z Lock-On gives him +3 special attack, so you can click Z Lock-On, then you can click Bug Bomber, and you can always heal off the damage if you need to too. So that's really sick as well. So yeah, he's just a blast of a Pokemon to use. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the video off there. You can check out all the other move buffs and changes in the description below, though. I really do recommend it. Yep, appreciate you listening to this wanted video. Shout out to you, and I'll be back for more coming up. Peace, y'all.